Hey everyone, Mike B here. I'm still alive, barely, but I'm just going to give you a quick little update on some stuff that went down in the past couple weeks, why I haven't been posting that much, and kind of a plan for the rest of the year and into next year for the channel. So if you don't want to listen to the whole story, you don't have to, but I think it was pretty interesting. And also, if you're a customer on my store and you haven't received an email, this will explain why you haven't gotten your item yet. So on October 14th, my furnace decided to just shit out. And if you live up here in the North Woods in Wisconsin, you'll know that it's been pretty chilly this year so far, and that your furnace going completely out is not a good thing. I ended up having to wait 5 days for that thing to arrive and for them to install it. Not to mention pay for it, which luckily I had some cash on hand. But anyway, so they that morning I kind of felt kind of like a pain in my stomach. The morning they came to put the furnace in on the 20th, I felt a pain in my lower left abdomen, like really bad. And I was like, is it just, I got the shits or something, or constipated maybe. Didn't really think much of it. And then it started hurting a lot worse as the afternoon went on. We got the furnace hooked up and all that stuff, so that was working. And it was getting to be like a solid 9 out of 10 on the pain level, where I was just about passing out, but I literally thought it was just diarrhea or something. And then I got a fever. So this is going to be a lesson for all of you stubborn people who are like me as well. You'll find out why. So I ended up getting a fever, and that night it was up to 101.2, and I was like, not a big deal. Bodies get fevers when they're fighting something off. Maybe I have a little infection from something I ate or something like that. Maybe I had some raw chicken, which I thought could have been a possibility on Sunday night. It's like, maybe I just got some food poisoning, I'll let it ride out. Well, the pain kept continuing, it was hard to sleep and all that stuff, and I ended up waiting 8 days of going through that pain, and I stopped eating basically, lost appetite, and then I thought, well, maybe if I just eat a liquid diet, this will clear up and go away. I was just basically hoping my body would clear up this infection by itself. My temperature didn't get below 100 that whole 8 days. I think it did, I think it did once. It got to 99.8 or something like that. So anyway, on that 8th day, I was really feeling kind of crappy, and I was finally convinced by some medical people and friends and family that I needed to go at least get checked out at the ER, the local ER. So I did that, but with COVID and everything, it was kind of a hassle because, a lot of places I call them like, yeah, I have a fever, and they're instantly, you have COVID, oh my God. And I'm like, I don't think I do, because I have none of the other symptoms. I have severe stomach pain and have had it for, whatever. But they just were like, you have COVID, oh my God. They're not. And I was like, well, can I make an appointment at the clinic to get checked out? Nope, they're not gonna let you in there with a fever. Well, then what the hell is the point of having a fucking clinic? But anyway, so that's the kind of stuff that happened. Anyway, I went in on the 7th or 8th? Something like that, yeah, 28th. Let's just see right here really quick. I'm just trying to keep the timeline as to why your orders are not out. Why I didn't ship during the furnace being out is because it was really cold, and I didn't want to go out to the garage and be shipping stuff and get more cold and then not be able to warm up inside underneath the blankets and stuff. So that was a safety risk for getting hypothermia. I ended up getting a little bit of hypothermia, I'm pretty sure. I had a lot of the symptoms of it, but that cleared up, and then immediately after that I got the fever. So yeah, Tuesday the 27th is when I went in. So it was actually, it started on the 19th, I guess, 7-8 days, something like that, of these symptoms. So I go into the ER, and I said, hey, I have these symptoms. I have a family history of diverticulitis, so I think it might just be a little flare-up. Get some antibiotics, anti-inflammatory stuff, and I'll be on my way. So the doctor in the ER ordered a CT scan. We got that done. And he comes in, everything happened pretty quick, so I'm really happy with all the medical care I've received, by the way, just as a caveat, and I'll probably say that a few more times. So I got a CT scan, and then he came in and he said, you're right, you have diverticulitis, and it's ruptured, and you have a massive abscess, and you need surgery. And so I'm like, okay, trying to process this. And I was like, well, so do we just schedule the surgery? Do I go home tonight? He's like, no, you need to get transferred to a place that has a bed and that can actually deal with what's going on right now. So that kind of, I was like, okay, whatever. Long story short, I ended up getting transferred down to St. Paul to a big hospital. It's called Regions Hospital. I don't know if people around here know what that is. It's a really good place to go if you have something seriously wrong with you. And so anyway, I got transferred down there. Got to the ER there, waited a couple hours, got a room. So the next day I got a basically they do a CT scan, and then they take this giant needle and they pop it into this abscess, which was outside of my abdominal cavity. It was like below where everything's supposed to be, not a good place to be. And basically, if you don't know what an abscess is, it's your body it's a bunch of shit that, you know, goes into your body, and then your body makes this like sac around it basically to prevent this infection from spreading. So within this sac, it kept growing and growing and growing, and there was a bunch of like E. coli and just shit festering in there. Massive infection. So they pop a needle in there, and I was awake for it, but I was, you know, I was sedated, I guess. I want to call it that, and they used lidocaine, but I still felt it, which was pretty, it was weird. Anyway, so they popped this needle in there, and then they installed a drain, which I still have right now. I'll have to have it for a couple more days, just to drain out the infection. I've been on, I don't know how many freaking bags of IV antibiotics I've had. My arms are pretty banged up. I could probably get a part in a movie right now for the next day or so as a heroin junkie. I got track marks all up and down. But yeah, I had IVs, blood draws constantly. And so I ended up spending 5 days in the hospital recovering because the fever didn't go away until 2 days ago. And so yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. And I haven't been obviously able to make YouTube content because I'm not going to sit there in a hospital bed and wear a helmet and try to talk when I feel like shit. So anyway, yeah, so it was a pretty life-threatening thing, and I should have gone in day 1 or 2 of having a fever of 100 degrees or more. So yeah, a little lesson for people that are stubborn like me and like, oh, it'll work out and so on. I don't like doctors. I don't like, you know, I don't like going to the doctor. I don't want to be a hypochondriac. Well, hypochondriacs will drink hot liquid and take their temperature to convince themselves they have a fever to go in. If you actually have a fever, you're not a hypochondriac if you go in to get checked out. I didn't know that, I guess, but now I do. Anyway, so that's just kind of the rundown of what has happened. That's just the overview of what's happened in the past few weeks. So I have gotten behind on shipping, but I'm going to start getting the lightweight stuff shipped because I can't lift a lot of stuff right now because of this drain and there's whatever. And this abscess needs to basically be drained and then kind of just seal itself off in the colon, which I think it's already done. But seal itself off and just kind of exist, and then in a few weeks or a few months I need to actually have surgery to have part of my colon removed that blew up, you know, so it doesn't do that again. That'll be a few weeks of recovery, but that'll be during the middle of winter when things are usually slow anyway. Now what that means for the channel and for Mike's Militaria, like my business, you're going to get your stuff if you ordered it. I sent out an email yesterday explaining all that, but if you haven't gotten it, you're going to get your stuff. It's just going to take a lot longer. I appreciate your patience. I'm sorry that this happened. Life happens sometimes. I just had a lot of big shit thrown at me in a small amount of time, so hopefully I'm good for a while. But I'll be shipping stuff. It's business as usual. I've got some help coming over to help me with the heavier orders and stuff like that, and we'll be getting those out in the next week or 2. So I'll try to be patient. You get your stuff before Christmas, of course. But yeah, so thanks for that. And then the channel, unfortunately, I got to take it easy. I can't be doing any range videos or like doing anything outside really that isn't physically strenuous from now until the surgery because I don't want this thing to get infected again and get rustled up. So I have to do light stuff. But good news is, if you haven't watched the live streams lately, I will be starting by popular demand and for my own personal educational benefits, a Korean War series. Like I've got the World War I series, the Vietnam series. I'll be starting a Korean War series because I'm not able to do much. I'm going to have a lot of time, a lot of downtime to research this stuff and kind of put together a series as I'm learning it. I have a very basic understanding of what happened and some things that went on in the Korean War, but it's an endless subject that really not much is known about, and I don't like that, so I'm going to try to change that. So that's what's going to be happening this winter. I might do some other series that don't involve, you know, shooting and stuff like that. So sorry I'm not going to be able to do any fun videos for a while, but next spring I'll be back with a vengeance doing that shit too. So that's basically what's happened. If you got any questions, I'll answer them if I can. But yeah, that's kind of the game plan. That's, you know, life hands you a shit sandwich sometimes. Take the bite, chew it, swallow it, and move on. That's what I'm doing right now. We'll take care of this. And yeah, so that's why I haven't been posting much. That's why I haven't been active. And that's why you probably haven't gotten your stuff if you ordered from me in the past 3 weeks or so. So that's all I've got. I'll start making some more content now that I'm home. And yeah, we'll get this ball rolling again. But okay, thanks for watching, everybody. If you got any questions, let me know, and we'll see you on the next video.